Welcome, everybody, to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina for an Eastern Conference showdown between the Chicago Wildcats and the Carolina Skyhawks. You're watching the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Good evening, everyone. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight. Alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Famer, Bronze Bomber Matt Willson. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Tom Brady is a personal hero of mine. Except never. I'm doing great.
Just messing with you, Matt. So, hey, Matt, tonight's game, playoff implications are on the line as we quickly approach the end of the regular season. Carolina is looking to extend their lead in the conference over the second-place Corsairs as Queen City's on a bye week this week. Chicago, they're in the playoff hunt. They're currently in fourth place behind the Baltimore Vultures, who continued their playoff push with a victory over Dallas earlier today. This is a critical game for the Wildcats. What do they need to do to pull off the upset?
Well, the Wildcats do have the blueprint to beat the Skyhawks. I mean, they did it 3 weeks ago. In that game, running back Jared Willis had over 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. He needs to continue to be a major part for Chicago for their offense to succeed. On the flip side, William Dula for Carolina threw 3 picks. He needs to really clean that up to give his team the best chance for success.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's head down to the field. It looks like we're getting ready to kick things off here, and we are underway in Raleigh, North Carolina. Opening kickoff taken back at the 10-yard line. There's a flag on the opening kickoff, returned up to the 30. We'll see what this early flag is. Cameron Walsh with the return. And they call Matt's favorite penalty, clipping.
Oh.
Penalty called on number 82, Brooks. We'll back Carolina up just a little bit to get the game started. Taking a look at the key players on this Carolina offense, they are led by quarterback Jacques Luyendula and halfback A.J. Francis having an excellent season, and wide receivers Jalen Miller and Harish Prasad. First down and 10 from the 15-yard line. Ball's handed off to Francis. Nice run right up the middle. Gain of 6 brings up a second down and 4. So second down and 4 from the Carolina 21-yard line. 4 receiver set. Francis lined up behind Luyendula. Will take the handoff, running straight up the middle again. Impressive yardage up past the 30-yard line. Brings it up to the 31 for a Carolina first down.
And like I said in the opening, Luyendula had a lot of picks last time these two teams faced off, so keeping it on the ground might be a smart move, especially early on.
Especially with Francis, 1,376 yards coming into today's game, 6.1 yards per carry. I mean, that's a first down after 2 touches, as you just saw right there. Luyendula, quick fire over the middle, complete to midfield. Nice quick dart to Jalen Miller, the leading receiver of the Carolina Skyhawks. First down.
Nice easy throw for Luyendula, and again, just give him rhythm, don't make him push too much, and keep it rolling.
Offset I formation here on first down and 10. Luyendula will hand the ball off to Francis. Another little run up the middle, gain of 3. Let's take a look at the key players here on the Wildcat defense. 2 very impressive linebackers, Dylan Rowland and Clint Hendershot. In the secondary, we have Blake Hamrick and Jesse Vick at corner. At safety, Maurice Spurgeon and A.J. Barnes. 5 receivers here on second and 7. Quick pass over the middle, complete up to the 31-yard line, hauled in by Prasad for another Carolina first down, and they are a-marching.
Yeah, clean pocket for Luyendula, and all you have to do is scan the field, find the open man, and just nice and easy. Not throwing into coverage, so just keep it clean.
Carolina coming in today's day at 7-2, coming off a loss to Tallahassee last week. Lost 38-16. Yeah, who doesn't lose to Tallahassee? It's not the playoffs yet. Luyendula back to pass all day. Shoots over the middle, nearly intercepted. Diving on the ball.
Dude,
souvenir.
No stone left unturned.
Brandon Beasley in on the coverage.
That's why he works at McDonald's, folks.
That's a pass defense. He's going to put that ball on his mantle tonight.
I think that's why he grabbed the ball. He's like, if I ever get another one of these, maybe never. So might as well keep it.
So the Wildcat defense, they have had 4 quarters of play now without surrendering a single point, shutting out St. Louis last week, 37-0. In danger of allowing some points here. As you see an out route on the left, receiver was out of bounds, will bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Well, not an insult to St. Louis, but it's not the extreme test of a defense when you go up against the Gladiators this year. They've had a rough go, so this is a much more difficult challenge for the Chicago defense.
Another 5-receiver set look here for the Skyhawks. 3rd down and 10. William Dula to throw. Quick pass over the middle, complete, but short of the 1st down marker. Will bring up a 4th down and 2. That pass hauled in by Bob Klein, one of the backup receivers.
Yeah, good to see on the Chicago side them holding Carolina to just a field goal. And even though they might break their streak, always happy with field goals for the most part.
So 40-yard try for Ezekiel Klein. Not a gimme. Kick is away. 7-mile-an-hour winds here today, and it is no good. Wide right. Misses the kick. Wide right, man. I'm sorry. I should never say those words.
That was a bad hold though, and it set off Klein's timing, and that's probably boy. That looks hauntingly familiar to a good old buddy of ours, Scott Norwood's wide right kick. Even the angle, boy, I'm getting chills.
He's no buddy of mine.
So the streak continues for Chicago. They still haven't allowed a point.
It's 1st down and 10 as the Chicago offense comes out onto the field, led by quarterback E.T. King. We'll get to some of the key players on the offense here momentarily after this play. King under center. Back to throw on 1st down. Out route left-hand side. Jumping catch hauled in. I believe that was J.C. Torres. It is Torres with a nice 7-yard gain on 1st down. And now that I've mentioned a few of them, let's mention the rest. Quarterback E.T. King and halfback Jared Willis. We'll get more into Willis here in a bit. Corey Carter at wide receiver. Buchanan Simons. J.C. Torres also at receiver. And tight end Shan Varner. Plenty of passing options here as Willis gets tackled for a loss on that play. And brings up a 3rd down and 6. And I mentioned Willis, so we get into him a little bit more. Jared Willis was a Week 6 signing of the Wildcats, and I believe you and I called that Week 6 game in his rookie debut. Had an absolutely monster game, and looking at the Wildcats record here so far, the Wildcats lost 3 of their first 4 games, and they signed Willis. And they've won 4 or 5 games since. He's definitely been a game changer for the Wildcats. Out route nearly intercepted. Corey Carter was the intended target. Incomplete pass brings up a 4th down and 6.
Yeah, Carolina's trying to do what Tallahassee did. They have 4 big defensive players on their front 4 trying to get pressure to the quarterback. So those out routes are smart to get it out of there quickly. Unfortunately, that was a little bit of a tricky one.
And a quick 3 and out. We'll get into the Carolina defense a little bit more in depth on Chicago's next offensive possession. But for now, punt is away from Malcolm Perrin, taken back at the 26-yard line, brings it up to the 29. Digging a little bit more into this Carolina offense, they don't invest too heavily in the offensive talent. Going with their quarterback, halfback, and then 2 star receivers. And Jalen Miller and Harish Prasad. Miller by far the leading receiver on this team, 838 yards and 7 touchdowns coming into the game. Prasad with 414 yards, 5 touchdowns. You wonder if that was maybe Shan Varner's defensive game plan was we need to shut down Miller. Ball is handed off to Francis, 4-yard gain up the left-hand side, and between shutting down Miller and shutting down Francis is really, I think, what the key to the game on defense would be.
Yeah, I mean, if you shut down Francis, I think it takes a lot of the sting out of the Carolina offense because Prasad is kind of new. And then you only got to deal with the veteran.
Louis to throw on 2nd down and 6. Checks it down to Francis on the right-hand side. Gains a 1st down and more up to the 42-yard line. Louis now 4-6 for 51 yards. And yeah, you mentioned Francis, and we talked about, on the season, 6.1 yards per carry. It's fantastic. Last week's game, 151 yards. 27 yards was his longest of the day. But anytime you can have your halfback put up over 100 yards on the ground, it kind of takes some of the pressure off the passing game.
Generally in the SFL, if you get over 100, your team has a great chance to win. And if they don't, well, either your team doesn't have a running back that's paid anything, or the other team rushed for over 100 yards on their side.
Offset I formation here on 1st down and 10. Francis with the handoff, wrapped up by Clint Hendershot, dragged for 3 yards. Brings up a 2nd down and 7.
Hendershot saved the day. The blocking was setting up very well for Francis down the field, but just couldn't get away from
old Clint Hendershot, one of the leading tacklers in the NFL, 85 tackles coming in today's game.
The who? The SFL?
Clint Hendershot. So, did I not say SFL? For shame.
You said the other FL. We're not allowed to say it.
That's been stricken. Quick pass over the middle for 1st down yardage into Chicago territory. 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line.
Carolina using all their weapons well so far, even the ones that aren't paid very highly. That's going to be scary. Chicago's kind of shown a little bit of softness to the run when I've seen them in the past, so we'll see if that trend continues, especially with a great running back like Francis.
William Dula to throw, 7-step drop deep down the left-hand sideline, and it is caught. Diving catch for Prasad up to the 15. Wow.
That ball had some zip on it. Prasad laid out beautifully for that ball. Let's check the replay here as Lula just lets this thing rip, and it's a perfect spiral. Just hangs there. Wow. What a grab for Prasad. Showing me wrong, saying, maybe that's the guy you probably should shade away from, shade more towards Miller's area.
So 1st down and 10 inside the red zone for the first time this evening. Luyendula under center, split backs. Luyendula quick fire over the middle, gains 6 yards up to the 10 and bring up a 2nd down and 4. Shout out to those of you in the chat. Marie Spurgeon, JC Torres, Willson Skubaya. Who else? Alexander Schmidt, CC25Y. It's a code for something, I bet. Mastermind. Christian Punt. And more. Thank you all for joining us for tonight's game. 2nd down and 4 from the 10-yard line. Offset I. Francis with the handoff. Running along the right-hand side. Wrapped up and tackled. He's going nowhere. Blake Hamrick gets him for a loss. 3rd and 5.
And when you see that 3-4 look, I just want to run right up the middle. And when you go kind of side off tackle like that, you're playing right into the hands of that 3-4 defense, because that's the advantage. Since the extra linebacker, you got that speed.
So 3rd down and 4. Luyendula changing the play at the line. 3 receivers split out wide to the left. Out route complete. And 4th down and inches. Marked just shy. And I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a challenge flag here. I thought he might have made it across.
Yeah, look at the line. It's a single color. I don't know.
It looks like we will not see a challenge. They will line up to potentially go for it here. See if they snap it or if we're just trying to draw Chicago off sides. Far too experienced of a defensive line to fall for that one, and Carolina has to burn their first time out.
Greedy me, I might have just gone for it. The front looked decent enough against the run, but if you run it up the middle with Francis, an inch.
He's averaging 6.1 per carry. I mean, if he can get 6 inches, he's got that first down.
Yeah, I mean, most guys can get over 6 inches. So.
Oh, can they?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean running?
Exactly. I mean, even I rolling on the ground could probably get. No, I couldn't. Darn it.
22-yard field goal try coming up for Klein. Missed from 40 earlier. This one should be a much easier chip shot. Never count your chickens before they are hatched. Kick is up, and it's through. The Skyhawks take a 3-0 lead over the Wildcats. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. We will be right back.
Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL.
Kick turn taken up to the 30-yard line. Corey Carter on the return. Carter with 2 kick return touchdowns on the season so far. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see him break another one here today. Could be a potential difference maker as this game continues tonight.
And again, it's interesting. You have strength on strength. The Chicago offense is very, very talented, and then definitely the strength of the Skyhawks is their defense as well. So
E.T. King in the gun, split backs. King stepping up, throwing on the run, and picked off, intercepted. Poor decision to throw that ball while on the run, and it is picked off. And the Carolina defense, as you just mentioned, being one of their strengths, takes that away. Sir Chappelle with the pick.
Yes, thank you, sir. May I have another? Playing the zone, and then he just reads the quarterback's eyes and plays wide receiver. That's just a poorly thrown ball. Got to set your feet, son. Unless you're Matt Willson. You can throw fadeaways to Mike Daggs all night long.
Chappelle with 5 picks on the season. 1 pick 6 as well. He actually leads the Carolina defense in tackles with 72. 6 pass defense, 4 picks. He's kind of the star of the defense. Luyandula, quick pass on first down. Gains about 5. Will bring up a, see they give him 4, brings up a 2nd down and 6.
Normally I don't like that full house formation. For a little screenplay, I like it. And you saw how far Chicago was playing back off, so Carolina's probably licking their chops.
Offset I formation here on 2nd down. 7 in the box for Chicago. Francis running up the middle, trucks over a first defender. Wrapped up by Hendershot. Saves the first down, brings up a 3rd down and inches.
Yeah, just keep giving it to Francis. I like the looks he's getting from the Chicago defense as far as Carolina's concerned. Not only 3 down linemen, just keep pounding it up the middle on these guys.
Francis takes the handoff, easily getting the first down. Up to the 27-yard line. And Matt, major playoff implications on the line as we take a look at the playoff picture here. You can see the automatic qualifiers: Alaska, Carolina, Mexico City, Tallahassee, Baltimore, and Houston. Based on what we've seen so far, Carolina, potential danger of losing that automatic qualifier if things don't go their way. At 7-2, they're currently right basically neck and neck with Queen City, who is seen there as one of the wild cards. Chicago now up in the hunt at 5-4. Baltimore with a win earlier today puts them at 7-3. Very competitive Eastern Conference. Anything could happen here at this point.
That's a scary conference. Wouldn't want to be a part of any of that.
Trips formation on the right-hand side. Francis takes the handoff, running up the middle, loses a yard, brings up a 3rd down and 10.
And they might be milking Francis a little too much. They took my words to heart, but Francis looks a little slow and out of gas, and you always want to give your halfback a break. You don't want any fumbles or the backup coming in, disaster happening.
So 3rd down and 10 from the 27. Luyandula in the gun. 3 receivers split out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Luyandula stepping up into the pocket, and he is wrapped up and sacked.
It's a coverage sack. These receivers must have been well covered down the field. And Donnie Odom here just beats the... it was almost a double team. He got chipped a little bit and just ran right into the quarterback.
Brings us to the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1, Chicago Wildcats 0, Carolina Skyhawks 3. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. We'll be right back. And Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator tonight, joined in the booth by Matt Willson. Shan Varner actually helping us out on stats tonight, watching his team play and keeping track of the stats for us as we see Ezekiel Klein on for another field goal try. This one from 48, nearly blocked. And that one is good. Missed from 40, made it from, I don't remember how far, but it was inside the 20, and that one from 48. Klein with all the points on the day so far.
Yeah, that was pretty
right down Broadway.
The one he missed, though, it was a high snap. And like I said, when there's a high snap, as a kicker, your timing is, you need it so consistently. And so a second or here off can really mess with your timing and mess with your accuracy.
Kick is away to basically get the second quarter started now. Carter brings it up to the 31-yard line, and before it's too late, let's take a look at that Carolina defense. Took us the entire first quarter. The Chicago offense really hasn't been on the field a whole heck of a lot. Matt, you mentioned this defense, the defensive line, mimicking that of which Tallahassee did last season. 4 defensive linemen, Julius Williams, Bo Rivers Monroe, John Gregory, and Christopher Colon. At linebacker, Phil Hall and Shravan Prasad. Safeties are Sir Chappelle and Tristan Hatley, as Willis takes the first down handoff up the middle for a gain of 1, brings up a second down and 9. And, Matt, going through this defense, the one thing that is glaringly missing from their key players is any corners. And it seems like that's what Tallahassee took advantage of last week, kind of picking apart the secondary. And Chicago offense here with 3 star receivers and a tight end that they spread the ball around to pretty evenly across the board, and that could potentially spell trouble for this defense. Out right to the right-hand side, complete, hauled in by Shan Varner. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
It works best against McDonald corners, the corner route. Oh. Make that sharp cut. Those Burger Boys have trouble keeping up. So
obviously
Chicago's in a good spot still here. They're not even touchdown. They take the lead, even a field goal. It's a 1-possession game. So this is a big 3rd down coming up for them right here.
High formation, quick slant. That one's intercepted. Picked off by the big boy Phil Hall, 6'6", and he just stood right in that passing lane. Picked that one off. 2 INTs for this Skyhawk defense.
Looks like it was thrown right to Hall. Watch him here in a shallow zone, and you see that reaction? The receiver wasn't even paying attention to where the ball was being thrown.
I think that one was intended for Buchanan Simons. He was running a slant, and Hall just read that one well and took it right out of the sky. Nice, easy pick.
Yeah, I gave Louie and Dua a lot of flack at the beginning of the game, but E.T. King is not having a good one so far.
Phil Hall's not surprised by that interception himself, Matt. That's his 3rd on the season. Francis takes a handoff down the left, breaking a tackle, and Moore just walking himself right into the end zone for an easy Carolina touchdown.
Yes, and Francis here, off tackle. Look at that blocking. Just had to shut off really one man, and he's off to the races, and yep, no problem for him. Now that 6-0 lead, I said Chicago was in good shape. Now they're in a little bit of a danger area. You need to respond quickly.
Especially off points off turnovers. That's probably one of the easiest ways to lose a game. Throwing a pick isn't the worst thing in the world if your defense can then step up for you. But when you allow points, and especially allow points that easily, that was just one run and done. Extra point is up and through. 13-0 Skyhawks over the Wildcats. Break for a word from the SFL.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today. and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
E.T. King now 2 of 4 for 11 yards and 2 picks to start the game today. Willis, 2 rushing attempts for -2 yards. Chicago offense definitely not off to the start they were hoping for, especially already being in the second quarter. King not afraid to go right back to the air. 5 receiver set. Easy pass over the middle, and it bounces off his receiver's hands. And that one's kind of surprising because, like I said earlier, they have 3 well-paid receivers in Corey Carter, Buchanan, Simons, J.C. Torres, and heck, even Shan Varner out there at tight end, and they throw it to the 6-foot Tyler Baker.
Well, Varner wasn't out there. It was 5 wide. I mean, go 3 wide, a tight end and a halfback. I'd much rather see that set because you're taking your talent off the field.
Right.
So that's what got him into trouble there. At least have Varner in there and,
Brings up a 2nd down and 10. Full house formation for the Wildcats, changing things up quite a bit from the 5 receiver look. Ball is handed off to Willson, finally gaining some yards. All the way up to the 44-yard line. 1st down and 10.
When I see Chicago's offense, I sometimes criticize them because you go from a 5 wide set to a full house set. And I'm talking about talent, but hey, it paid off for them that time, so we'll see what happens. What they're going to do this more conventional.
So 1st down and 10 from the 44. King under center hands the ball off to Willis, running straight up the middle, gain of 9. And Matt, we talked about Francis and his numbers earlier today. How about Jared Willis? Ever since entering the league in week 6, all he's done is score touchdowns and run for impressive yardage. 625 yards on the ground coming into today's game, averaging over 5 per carry. He's got 6 touchdowns on the ground, 1 through the air. Last week alone added on 233 yards, 86-yard long, Matt. He ran it from the 14-yard line all the way into the end zone. Impressive run. Not so impressive there. Tackle for a loss. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
I'll try that full house formation again. Not much going on right there. Interesting to see if they go back to them or if they trust King on a short pass.
King will indeed throw. Quick pass over the middle, complete. Nice, easy run right down the seam. Hauled in by Shan Varner. And that was the look that you wanted to see. I believe that was the three receivers, tight end, and your halfback look. Nice easy shot to your tight end.
Varner is much less likely to drop it than one of your backup receivers. And
right.
Use him as a receiver. Nothing wrong with that.
That's you have a 6'6" target out there like that. I'd much rather have a 6'6" tight end than a 6-foot receiver that doesn't quite have the same talent level as even your tight end does. Ball's handed off to Willis, running down the left-hand side. Gains 4, brings up a 2nd down and 6. And let's go back to that playoff picture graphic, looking at some of the teams here in the wild card right now. Chicago in the wild card spot right along there with Queen City. Sioux Falls Sparrows still in the wild card. Now Mexico City knocking them off the automatic qualifier picture. Willis runs up the left-hand side. Las Vegas Fury, they've had an impressive run as of late. Now 6-4, winning earlier this week keeps them in the wild card spot. In the hunt, New Orleans, Atlanta, Tulsa, even Vancouver and Denver still in the hunt and not dead yet.
Even Andy has a chance.
Yeah, he does. 4 receivers set here on 3rd down and 4. Quick pass over the middle, complete to Buchanan Simons for a 1st down up to the 21-yard line.
And like I say, now they're throwing it to their talent. Exactly what you should be doing. Pay these guys the big bucks. Throw them the ball as he sits on the sidelines. I'm guessing a running formation is approaching. It looks like it.
2 backs in the backfield. One receiver set here on 1st down and 10. Ball handed off to Willis. Runs straight up the middle for 2.
You know, I would like to see Chicago run kind of an off-tackle play, because if you get past those linebackers, those backup corners, well, the starting corners, but they're
right.
No great shakes. Probably outrun them.
You look at the top of the screen right now, one-on-one, corner playing way off. Single deep safety set here. King will hand it off to Willis. Probably not the right play call there, as Bat Hilliard tackles him for a loss in the backfield. Brings up a 3rd down and 10. You know, Matt, as a quarterback, you want to take advantage of matchups like that when you see single deep safety and one-on-one with a talented receiver versus a not quite as talented corner. You know, that's when you got to take your shots. King, 7-step drop here on 3rd down, taking a shot into the end zone, and he got it for the touchdown. Hauled in by J.C. Torres, his 3rd touchdown on the season.
Ole, senor. You know, Mexicano. I don't know if it's Mexicano, but, you know, whatever. Everything ends in an O in Mexico. Ooh.
Almost looks like that was batted into his hands.
I think the corner tried to play the ball instead of the man, and he just said,
always play the ball.
Always. Yeah, well, not in that case. It ended in disaster.
It did.
Chicago's right back in this game. Look out.
Garcia lining up for the extra point try. Jamison Holmes ready for the snap to hold it. Kick is up and through. 13-7, Skyhawks over the Wildcats. And yeah, Matt, we mentioned King off to, you know, not even a slow start. Let's just call it what it is, a bad start today.
Yes.
You know, at the beginning of this drive, you know, mentioned how he was 2 of 4. Now he's 5 of 7. You know, he hasn't missed any more passes yet. He does have 2 picks, but that's certainly not necessarily the norm for him. Last week, 219 yards, a touchdown. He did have a pick, but 79% completion rate. On the season, he's at 71% completion. So, you know, he's definitely an accurate quarterback, over 2,000 yards on the season, 13 touchdowns. But he does have 18 picks so far this season as well. And, you know, that could spell disaster for the team, and it's part of the reason that they were losing early on in the season.
You like to see in the SFL the one touchdown interception ratio.
Right.
This keeps your team in the game, and if it's treading towards negative range like that, it's not a good look. No, as far as winning is concerned.
Right, and that's right where Louis Ndula is at. 15 touchdowns, 15 INTs on the season so far. Out left-hand side, hauled in by Jalen Miller. 8-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 2.
Nice simple out route. Carolina's got to know that they can't just sit on this 6-point lead. They got to respond right back, because Chicago has the talent. And as we saw, the plays to get the ball down the field. Then again, I love this look against this set. I just want to run this right up the gut.
Offset eye, ball is handed off to Francis. Runs it right up the gut for a 1st down, wrapped up and tackled by A.J. Barnes. 74 yards on 12 carries.
Yeah, that one long one, but everything counts. A long run is a long run. So. And a touchdown.
You know, mentioned earlier in the game, averaging 6.1 per carry. Today, averaging 6.2. Takes the handoff here on 1st down and 10. Doesn't get 6 yards this time, only gets 1. Brings up a 2nd down and 9. Louis Ndula having a little bit better of a day than E.T. King was earlier on. 9 of 12, 57 yards, 75% completions. Hasn't turned the ball over, but also hasn't punched it into the end zone quite yet. So looking to get that changed through the air. Can't rely totally on Francis to do everything. Francis takes the handoff here. Blockers out in front, dragging men along with him. Nice gain, brings up 3rd and 1.
Hide the women and children on that one. All your men are dead. Francis dragging them along.
All the men are dead.
Yeah. Hide the women and children.
No, I hear you. Francis takes the handoff, gets a Easy first down up to the 47-yard line in Chicago territory. Just under 4 to go here in the first half. Close ball game. And
Yeah,
Chicago
it's
definitely. Oh, go ahead.
Just me being critical, but I just don't like Chicago's run looks. They come out in that 3-4 again, and need more guys at the line of scrimmage. A better defense might have not allowed them to gain even a yard on that run.
And now you have 4 down linemen. Looks like they're in the nickel as you have a empty backfield for the Skyhawks. Duley to throw. Pass down the right side, complete. So the post route up to the 29-yard line. Hauled in for another Carolina first down. Jalen Miller.
Yeah, Miller, the veteran, and look how far he's off. I mean, that's just easy football right there. Give Miller that much of a cushion, a nice little post route, and he just has, all you gotta do is put it in his vicinity and easy first down there.
Miller with 5 seasons in the league. It's his second season on the Skyhawks, coming over in free agency last season from Sioux Falls. Luyendula going down the left-hand sideline, and that one batted away by Jesse Vick.
Vic doing the little pirouette move to bat that one down. Whatever you need to do. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful or most athletic play on the planet. As long as you get that ball batted down, that's all you really care about.
Vic leading the Wildcat defense with 8 passes defensed on the season. Has a couple of picks. I'm sure he'd like to get more. Had an opportunity there, but swatted that one away. Split backs in the backfield here on 2nd down and 10. Luyendula, quick drop, quick throw out to the left-hand side, complete, turns upfield for a gain of 4 and brings up a 3rd down and 6.
Taking advantage of that cushion, like being given. Take those 4-yard routes. 4 times 3 is 12. Take those first down.
That's why I have you here, Matt, to keep us all informed and updated on the math. 3rd and 6, ball handed off to Francis. There's his 6 yards per carry average. Gains the first down. Andy Hamilton joining us in the chat. And we're inside the red zone.
He's rooting hard for those Skyhawks there because he wants to still be in the playoff picture.
Chicago at 5-4. Not completely out of it here in the Eastern Conference, but a win here today over conference rivals, the conference rival Skyhawks would definitely do them a great deed. Two minutes to go here in the first half. Carolina knocking on the door. Again, they want to extend this lead.
Watch the slot man. He's wide open. That linebacker better drop into coverage. As he does.
Dula to throw. Fires over the middle. Batted away by Clint Hendershot. 2nd down and 10.
Some nice D there by Chicago. It looked like the slot man was open, but the linebackers dropped into a nice zone, and nothing was open across the middle.
Second down and 10. Dula takes a snap, throws down to the left-hand side, complete for first down yardage. Harish Prasad with the catch. Steps out of bounds at the 8.
Boy, I was looking at the top of the screen. I couldn't see Prasad, but Chicago had all the receivers definitely contained. And the one man they didn't was Prasad. And he's had quite a few catches in this game. Had some important first downs.
Offset I formation here on 1st down and goal from the 8-yard line. Luyendula under center. Hands the ball off to Francis. Blockers out in front of him, and he plows his way through into the end zone for his 2nd touchdown on the day.
Yeah, you want to hide it. What the heck is that noise?
Air raid.
Yeah, I don't know. Look out, folks. It's not safe in the booth. But yeah, nice blocking again. And Francis, look at that's how you finish a run, boys and girls. Lower the shoulder and deliver. Kapow. Oh, wait, that's Sioux Falls.
That's Sioux Falls.
How about Baboon? That's not copyrighted by any team. There you go.
Extra point is up and through. Carolina extends their lead 27 over the Wildcats.
It's got to be frustrating for Chicago. You look at Carolina's roster, you're like, you can stop this offense. They don't have that many weapons, but, man, they use them. They use them well.
William now 13-16 on the day. Francis 2 yards shy of the 100-yard mark with 2 touchdowns. Kick taken by Corey Carter back at the 10-yard line. Scoots his way up to the 32. E.T. King will lead the offense back out onto the field for a 2-minute drill.
That's a big 2-minute drill for Chicago. If they can score a touchdown here, they right back in it again.
Three receivers split out wide to the right. Tight end also out to the right. No, he's on the left, my bad. Ball is checked down to Willis. Oh, blasted after a 5-yard gain. Grayson Klein shooting in there, knocking him down.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. That's an ice bath moment right there. Hopefully he's good to go. No injuries that I see, so batter up again.
Minute 12 to go here in the first quarter. Quick pass over the middle, one-handed. Hauled in by the fullback, Alfonso Freeney, and they hurry back to the line right about midfield. Freeney not a common target of the Wildcat offense. Got that one there.
Gosh.
That one taken by Willis for a 2-yard loss.
Wilson should have just said, no, I don't want this. Just add it down. Stops the clock. I mean, stop the clock anyways, but you don't want to go backwards on a play. I want to see Chicago get that that 3 tight end, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end set here. Yep, here we go.
The ultra popular 3 tight end set. Can never have too many tight ends on the field. 2nd down and 12 from the 47-yard line. King back to pass, has time, fires deep down the middle. Oh, and nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of Tristan Hatley. Should have had a pick there. 3rd down and 12.
Sir Chappelle.
Hatley had his hands on it first. I guess, Chappelle had a chance at his 2nd pick of the day, too, with Hatley in on the coverage.
That ball needed to go a little more air underneath it.
Yep.
And
Chappelle
was almost the beneficiary.
Torres had beat his man deep. If that ball had more air under it, he was going to walk in for a touchdown. But pass a little underthrown. 3rd down and 12. Wildcats really want to get a first down, keep this drive going. Don't want to fall too far behind here. 5 receiver look, fires over the middle, batted away and incomplete. Hatley in on the coverage again. That pass intended for Buchanan Simons. And the Wildcats will need to punt.
Yeah, it seems they need big yardage when they go to the 5 wide look, but I don't know. Not the biggest fan of taking weapons off the field.
Punter standing back at his own 32-yard line. Punt is away. Taken back at the 15, and they'll spot him up at the 17. 39 seconds to go here with a pair of timeouts. I'd kind of expect to see maybe a couple of runs out of Francis, see what kind of yards he can get before they decide to just, let it go into the half, up by 2 scores.
I think I just pack it up and say, yep, don't take any risks. William Dula hasn't thrown a pick.
Don't start now.
Right, just run Francis. Hey, he might break one off for 20. Then you call a timeout. Then you've got a chance to do something with it.
Francis takes the handoff. Blockers again out in front of him, running down the right-hand side. The blockers went away. 5-yard gain, and looks like they will just let it tick.
And Francis over 100 yards, and I said about 100-yard gains for running backs. Well, 100 yards in the first half is even more likely chance to win.
Four receivers set here. Ball's handed off to Francis, running up the middle. 2 seconds to go on a first down, and they will let that tick to halftime. Your score at the half, Chicago Wildcats 7, Skyhawks 20. Stay with us. We will be back after a brief break for the half. Welcome back to David A. Richardson Memorial Stadium here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Cloudy day for football, narrowly avoiding the rain. Some rain clouds rolling in later, but looks like we avoided them here today, which is always good. Makes it hard to see from the booth when it's pouring out. Carolina has the ball teed up. Get the second half kickoff underway. I am Mike Daggs, your play-by-play commentator, joined in the booth with Hall of Famer Matt Willson. Shan Varner helping us out on stats today. Thank you very much, Shan. Keeping us updated. So Carolina puts 20 on the board in the first half, Matt. Chicago desperately fighting to stay in this game. What sort of second half adjustments do you think the Wildcats need to have made to get some more points on the board and stop the Skyhawks from continuing to score?
Nice run there by Willis. They got to cut out the turnovers. That's a killer for sure. King had some questionable passes there in the first half, and it kind of killed the drive momentum. So, and just Chicago to use their offense more intelligently as far as formations.
Right.
Keep your tight end in the game. Keep your wide receivers in the game. Make Carolina, active, cover everyone well.
Quick pass to the left side of the field. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd down and 5. And yeah, I really would like to see them get Willis involved more in this game too. It's not time to abandon the run. You're only down 2 touchdowns. But, Willis with only 22 yards on the day so far. And it's really not what you'd like to see, especially when on the other side of the field you have A.J. Francis with 110, and there's Willis running around the right-hand side and gains a first down, and that's what I think you need to see more of.
The never-used toss comes into play, and luckily Willis has the vision to follow his blockers and extend over that first down marker. Not a bad play call, though, against questionable corners.
three receiver set here on 1st down and 10. King under center. Ball is handed off to Willis, dragging a tackler with him for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
Yep, just keep balanced, keep them honest, and see what they bust out with here. Looks like the fullback again.
King back to pass on 2nd down. Oh, I thought that was going the other way. Incomplete pass. Willie Van Dyke had his hands on it, couldn't haul it in.
It was the throws King has to avoid. Turning the ball over is a death sentence. At least if you get a punt, you have a chance to pin Carolina back. Give it to him on the 35, 40-yard line. No mas. And see if they can get this 5 wide receiver set to go.
King in the gun. Back to pass. Looking on the right-hand side. Out route complete, but short of the 1st down sticks. So you take a look at the quarterback comparison, and Luyendula obviously having a significantly better game than King so far in just about every category.
Yeah, I mean, Luyendula hasn't done anything spectacular per se, but he's been consistent. And consistent in the SFL is better than taking lots of risks and throwing a few picks. Drive killers. So let's see if they can pin Carolina back here.
Coming after that punt, trying to block it, can't do it. Taken back up to the 20-yard line. Luyendula will get his chance back here on offense. Skyhawks looking to extend their lead in this game.
Yeah, I just expect them more. Francis just keep giving them the ball here. You're up by 2 scores. Let them work. Let them soften up this Chicago front. They finally come out with 4 down linemen for Chicago. Let's see what Carolina decides to do here.
Carolina in the offside eye, hands it off to Francis. Running practically untouched for 8 yards. Drags the defender for a few more. Gets the 1st down. Dylan Rowland in on the tackle. Gets it up to the 30.
Yeah, Rowland took a ride, though. It's always nice when you're halfback. And there you go. You're going for a little ride for the 1st down. Francis has really kind of embarrassed the Chicago defense all day today, just destroying people, carrying people.
Takes the handoff. Oh, gosh. Talk about embarrassing people. Trucking his way through. Only gain of 1, but laying the lumber on that defender. Let's take another look at that playoff picture. Chicago sitting there at 5-4 in the wild card hunt. In the 10th seed right now, though, so a loss here, and then depending on what happens in other games going on, could put them from being in the wild card to down into the hunt. New Orleans, Atlanta, Tulsa, all teams that are hot on their heels. Francis taking that handoff up the left-hand side, gains a couple, 3rd down and 7. Now, some teams have been eliminated from playoff contention, which is rare for the SFL to have a couple games left to go and have teams that are already mathematically out of it. But that's the sort of thing that's going to happen more in the league as it continues to expand now with 21 teams. Luyendula under center, hands the ball off to Francis. Stuffed at the line. Can't get through. Dylan Rowland in on the tackle. Brings up a 4th down and 6. Yeah.
Call there. I mean,
I agree. Wildcat offense is going to get this ball back now.
I mean, Luyendula's played a fine game, so I wouldn't mind him passing the ball there. At least try to give me. They've been pretty good on 3rd down, giving him a shot. But Chicago defense doing their job, and they're going to get the ball right back.
Wildcats coming after that punt. Can't get it. Corey Carter sidesteps the defender and spins his way up to the 39.
Doing your job. I get excited. I saw you.
Jesse Vick actually on the punt return, not Corey Carter. E.T. King, Jared Willis leading the offense back out onto the field. Going to try to see if they can get something going here. In 6 minutes, 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. The game's still got plenty of time left in it, but down 2 touchdowns. I hope to get at least 3 on this drive, if not 7. Willis taking the handoff, dragging a man with him for a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Siobhan Prasad in on the tackle.
Number 99 with the tackle. Let's go. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 44-yard line.
Second down and 6. Trips formation to the left. King dropping, throwing over the middle. Incomplete pass, well covered. 3rd down and 6.
Taking a shot, but they're not making it easy on King. You know, you're surprised with this front that they haven't really sacked King so much. They've made him uncomfortable a couple times, so it really hasn't been in danger of being laid down. So we'll see. Or if they're bringing extra protection for him in this set.
King back to pass. Oh, and he's brought down for the sack. And there's that highly paid defensive line. Christopher Colon with his first sack of the day.
Commentators curse strikes again.
You're good at that.
I am. Just pointing out the obvious, and they must have heard me down there.
And the Wildcat offense can't get anything going on that drive. 3 and out. Malcolm Perrin back at his own 22 to punt this ball away. Brings it up to the 31-yard line. 5 minutes, 35 seconds to go. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Carolina's offense back out on the field. Once again, looking to extend this lead and add some nails into the coffin on this one. Still plenty of time left, but 2-touchdown lead and in possession of the ball.
Coffin's not even out there yet.
Coffin's on the sideline somewhere.
It's not there yet.
Francis taking the handoff up to left. Second down and 9 after a 1-yard gain, averaging over 5 yards a carry.
That looked like a loss of 2 when he made it into a gain of 1. You know, that's not much, but it's a sign of a great running back who can get you something out of absolutely nothing.
William Dula under center, hands the ball off to Francis, again running along the left-hand side, gains a few more. 3rd down and 5, tackled by Jesse Vick.
Dose after dose after dose.
Yeah, when you got a guy like Francis, that's what you just want to keep doing, right? I mean, just run him until he dies. 124 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Just keep handing it to him.
I wouldn't want anybody to die.
It's a figure of speech, Matthew.
Bad press.
Francis takes a handoff. If he got injured right then, I would have felt really bad. Another conservative play call, 3rd down. Tackle brings up a 4th down and 6, and the Wildcat defense does their job, and the offense now needs to do their job.
I'm going to say, I remember in a different league, an offensive coordinator saying they were going to run a certain running back until he threw up, and then he got hurt. Not good. You got to be balanced, baby. You gotta be balanced.
High snap corralled in by the punter, gets the punt away. Decent hang time, spin move. Vic brings it back up to the 32-yard line.
They just put Vic at wide receiver. Man's got jukes. He's got spins. I mean, he's got more moves than Dion.
First down and 10 from the Chicago 32-yard line. Trips formation off to the left-hand side. Free play here for the Chicago Wildcats. Can't get anything out of it. Sacked by Christopher Colon, but that one will be wiped off of the records.
Neutral zone infraction.
They might have got sacked because someone went off sides.
Yeah.
That little jump always helps.
That could be why they got back there so quick.
Carolina still thinks they got the sack. Calm down, Carolina. It didn't happen. Erased from existence.
It never existed. So first down and now 5.
2 tight ends and a fullback.
King hands the ball off, runs straight up the middle. Gains first down yardage up to the 44-yard line, tackled by Sir Chappelle.
Yes, if it works, it works. I'm kind of nervous about that with all this talent up front for Carolina, but they look at all the Seals. Great job blocking, getting that first down, and Willis there, did a little spin and backed in, got an extra yard or 2. So good effort all around. Now Chicago with 2 running backs and a shotgun. They got every formation in the book in this offense.
King back to throw. As time goes deep down the middle, wobbler somehow hauled in up at the 32-yard line. Passes complete to Corey Carter for Chicago, first down.
Well, that time they put both backs into block, and King just had 10 years to decide on where to go. It's a bit of a wobbler, but hey, as long as it gets there, you know, I take a pretty completion over, or an ugly completion over a wobbly. Oh, Jesus, I can't even say things right. I take an ugly completion over a pretty pick any day of the week.
There you go. Good job. You got it out.
Hooked on 5.
No, it didn't. King back to pass, checks it down to Willis behind the line. Trucks nothing. Tackled after a gain of only 1. Brings up a second down and 9. And met that pass to Corey Carter on the previous play. It was Phil Hall in coverage. He had a pick earlier today, but still, you know, a linebacker covering a speedy receiver like Corey Carter. Not necessarily the best matchup.
No.
4 receiver set here on second down and 9. King takes the snap, fires over the middle. One-handed, hauled in up at the 20-yard line. Beautiful catch by Carter.
Ooh-wee. It's pretty. It's so pretty. I love that guy. Makes all the right grabs. It'd be nice if someone from Mexico City can make a catch like that.
I can.
We haven't seen it.
Yeah, you don't throw it to me.
We wonder why.
First down and 10 from the Carolina 20-yard line. King firing towards the end zone, complete and hauled in for a touchdown. Buchanan Simons.
There you go. Just a nice corner route, and I think they caught. Yeah, I think Sir Chappelle was in coverage.
He was.
Yep. It again.
It was Sir Chappelle.
You know, they had a good player on good player there, but Buchanan Simon says, "Nope, my ball, sir. Try again." Now Chicago's right back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a 1-score game, and you know, I'd like to see more shots out of Chicago like that. You have 3 receivers and a tight end. Take advantage of this defense. 2014, your score. Minute 24 to go here in the third quarter. You're watching the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
Kick return taken back to the 34-yard line. Carolina now not just looking to extend their lead, but salvage their lead. Had a couple of very conservative drives there, and you know, I don't think it was a situation where they thought, well, we have the lead, we're comfortable, we're just going to be conservative. I think it was just some potential questionable play calling. So,
yeah, now they've thrown that out the window.
Yep, conservative goes bye-bye. 5 receivers set. Luyendula in the gun. Looking, fires over the middle, complete. Gain of 6. Brings up a second down and 4.
Walsh with the catch there, and Carolina can vary their formations up a little bit more, because when you only have 3 major weapons, you're not really at a disadvantage as long as those 3 guys are on the field. Although in that situation, and in this, Francis is nowhere to be seen.
Second down and 4. Pass fired over the middle, and that one's complete up to the 42-yard line. Nice gain by Jalen Miller. First down and 10.
The defense has 2 jobs: cover Miller and cover Prasad, and they left Miller wide open. Look out of the Chicago defense. That was a definite soft area of the zone, and again, no pressure on King or on Louis to do, make any rash decisions. Need to get some pressure on the man.
Yeah, Wildcat defense needs to step up here like they've done on the previous couple of possessions. This is third quarter, is winding to a close. Francis takes the handoff, bowling his way for a gain of 5. Absolutely lowering the shoulder right into the chest of Hamrick.
Hamrick did the old stop, drop, and roll. He must have been on fire from Francis.
That's the end of 3 quarters in the books. 1 left to go here in North Carolina. The Wildcats 14, Skyhawks 20. Stay with us. We got a good one. $35 viewers with us. Appreciate everybody being here. Realist Sense Kumbaya, Shravan Prasad, DeBrown Knight, AJ Francis, Clint Hendershot, Mastermind, and more. Francis takes that handoff up the middle. Gain of 3 brings up a 3rd down and 2.
He gained 3 with a lineman on his back. Old 71 went for another ride. I don't know, sign him up. He toe sleds too, I guess.
Louis Ndula under center, split backs. He will pass, fires down the right sideline. Ooh, has a completion. Jalen Miller on absolute fire here today. Gets it up to the 12-yard line. Another 1st down for Carolina.
You know what time it is, right, Mike?
Literally or figuratively?
Both.
Fill me in, Matt.
It's Miller time.
It's Miller.
Come on.
I'm sorry. I got a bit of a head cold working. I'm not really thinking that well. That's why I've got you here. Miller 5 receptions on the day for 68 yards, only missing a touchdown on his resume from the game. They're really looking to change that. Hands the ball off to Francis. Francis says, I'll just take it in myself. Gets about halfway there. 2nd down and 5. No singing, not yet. 2nd down and 5 from about the 8-yard line.
And Carolina's going to love this position because no matter what, they're getting 3 barring an interception. And Chicago's run defense, some of their formations are a little bit suspect, like right here. 3 down linemen.
Francis takes the handoff, wrapped up and tackled for a loss on the play. Brings up a 3rd down and about 7. See if we can get a hold of the guy in the truck, get that replay graphic off the screen. Taking a look at some scores from around the league, brought to you by ScoreStream, the official scoring app of the SFL. San Francisco at Vancouver. Vancouver leads 24-13. Alaska on top of Denver 24-14. Francis takes the ball on 3rd down. Can't get the first. Brings up a 4th down, and we will see the field goal unit on the field to extend this lead.
Yeah, one thing you got to keep in mind is they've used Francis so much that his gas tank might be getting a little low. And Chicago can strike back in with a field goal, assuming this one is made. I think they're in pretty good shape here in this game.
Kick is up, and it is through from 24 yards out. Carolina extends their lead 23-14. And, Matt, I think that was a crucial play for the Skyhawks. It was a 1-score game. A touchdown would have given them the tie, the extra point, the lead. Now a 9-point ball game once again brings it to 2 scores for the Wildcats.
Right, but Carolina didn't drive it into the end zone either, so...
Right.
Field goal still...
And don't forget, too, Corey Carter turns it up to the 30. Carter with 2 touchdowns on the season through kick returns, so could always see that end up happening as well, although it looks like he's only on kick return duty. So you don't
want to see him any more kick returns if you're... No. You don't want to let Carolina score any more, right? This this is at 23. We got to put it on pause. Now we have to score.
King takes the handoff under pressure, and he's wrapped up and sacked. Christopher Cologne with his second with an asterisk sack on the day. 3 on the day, but 1 wiped out by a penalty.
Yeah, Cologne with us just riding that interior lineman all the way around, and King didn't sense the pressure and step up.
No.
Heck, I would have taken off. I almost scored a touchdown last week, a couple days ago. I get hit in the head too many times during my career.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what day of the week it is. I just know when it's game time.
As long as you show up for the game, Matt, that's all that really matters. King under center here, 3 receivers set. King dropping back, fires down the middle. Oh, nearly intercepted. That one probably should have been picked by Chappelle.
Second time he's had his hands on a ball, and another underthrown ball by King there. Just kind of, he zips that over his head. It's a touchdown. They need plays like that when you're down. Now 3rd and 17. See if they can. King's gonna look out for the pass rush. No blockers to save them.
5 receivers running deep. Pass going deep. Has a man finally gets the air he needs underneath that one. Harish Prasad with the reception. Excuse me, that's not Prasad. J.C. Torres hauling that one in. Huge catch for Torres.
Torres runs a little post, and yeah, he's off to the races. And good tackling there by number 30. Saves the touchdown.
That one would have, if he had been able to break that one and run it in, that would have been huge for the Wildcats, bringing it down to a 2-point game. But still,
yeah, they're not in field goal range yet.
Yeah, you convert a 3rd and 17. That's huge enough. King hands the ball off to Willis. Can't get anything going there. 2nd down and 9.
Cologne's been big in his second half. Keep an eye on him. I'd be double teaming him if I'm Chicago. Don't let him get free.
Full house formation here on 2nd down. Ball handed off to Willis, running along the left-hand side. No gain again. 3rd down and 9.
Some questionable play calls there. They're telegraphing that run. Worked for you once, but I'm not in love with that run. Especially when, you've got, your front 7 is pretty much loaded.
Back to that 5 receiver look on 3rd down and 9. Low snap. King brings it in. Fires down the right-hand side. 3 receivers in the area, and 0 receivers catch the ball. Brings up a 4th down.
Looked like a wall of Wildcats, but none of them decided to catch the ball. Like dodgeball or something. You got to bring that in. If you bring that in, you're in field goal range.
Yeah.
At the 31 or so.
That would have been
big
huge.
Miss for Chicago.
Yeah, instead, after converting on a 3rd down and 17, can't convert on a 3rd down and 9, and Malcolm Perrin back out on the field to punt, hoping to pin Carolina deep. Another bad snap. This one will bounce down at the 5 and then stalls out at the 5. Actually bounced at the 10.
It's all right. I'll forgive you, maths.
I can't read numbers.
When you got a cold, math is hard.
That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you
now
understand.
Now we got an interesting situation here with Francis kind of has to do some work here, I would imagine, and I think he's a little tired. So we'll see what they decide to do here. Looks like a passing formation, but could be playing it a little bit tricky.
Francis takes the handoff. Gains only 2. 2nd down and 8.
144 for AJ. That's a good number. But he might get the ball here again, and if I'm Chicago, I'm just keen in on that run. They ran it out of this formation before.
Francis takes the handoff again up the middle. Wildcat defense doing a good job of keying in on these runs now. I'd love to see a comparison of his first half running versus the second half running. The Wildcats have done a good job stifling the second half so far.
Well, Francis, too, is down to a slow jog. I wouldn't give it to him again unless you're going to be real conservative. Chicago looks like in a pass defense, but 5 yards might be a little bit too much to ask.
Luyendula to throw deep down the right sideline, and that one, oh gosh, nearly picked off. I thought he was going to have it. Blake Hamrick had his hands on the ball, but it does bring up 4th down, and the Wildcats will get the ball back.
Yeah, good stand there by Chicago. Good punt, good defensive coverage, and now we'll have to see how much air this punter can get. He's going to be in his end zone, so always dangerous.
Here I come, punter. I'm coming. I'm going to block the punt.
Punter standing back near the back of the end zone. Not a great punt. Low hang time and back only to the 40-yard line. Gets it up to the 38. Nice short starting field position for the Wildcats. And, Matt, they're not too far away from field goal range right now.
No, they pretty much have the ball where they punted it originally. Yep, I'm smart. Anyways, I do not have a cold. There's no excuse for that.
No excuse at all. You are actually fired now.
Yeah, thanks, broadcaster.
E.T. King under center, trips formation out to the right-hand side. King will throw, quick pass, an out route on the right. 1st down yardage and more, hauled in by Buchanan Simons.
That's wonderful because stops the clock. They're in field goal range. Like I say, worst case scenario now, you kick the field goal and you're in business.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm Mike Daggs, joined along with Matt Willson. Shan Varner helping us out on stats today. If you're looking for a way to get more involved in the league and help us out on the broadcast team, join the live stats team and be part of the action. King under center here on 1st down and 10. Will throw. Got to be safe with this ball at this point.
That's perfect.
6-yard gain hauled in by J.C. Torres, not to be confused with 89 on the Skyhawks, which is what I did earlier.
It's all right. All is forgiven.
Nobody's perfect, Matt.
Let's go.
Not even me.
Oh, especially not you. Wait, didn't I fire you?
Yeah, you did. I'm going, hi.
No, you're hired.
Thanks,
You're back.
All right, I'm back. Yay.
Ball is handed off to Willis. Can't get anything going there. 3rd down and 3. Chicago hurrying back to the line, trying to take advantage of something that they see here. Hands the ball off to Willis again. That time he gets 1st down yardage and more. They'll hurry back to the line again.
Do they have another play? Do they have an audible here? Doesn't look like
They're
it.
going to stick to that same play, which could spell disaster for this drive.
Yeah, call timeout. Do something. For God's sake, alive. Oh,
Willis
good. No.
stuffed at the line, brings up a 3rd down and 10.
Got to have an audible in your playbook here right now. Maybe you don't.
Willis running up the middle, tackled on the play by Shravan Prasad. That time I get the correct Prasad.
Whoever's filing your playbook, you should take a look at that. You got to have a pass play in there. Because now what's going to happen, Chicago's going to line up for a field goal, probably be made, and now they're going to onside kick. It's under 4 minutes. Or if you had some passes there, even if they were incomplete, you would have probably over 4 minutes to go. And you probably might have a chance at a touchdown.
Right.
Here comes the onside kick. And if it's recovered by Carolina, they don't have far to go to their field goal range themselves.
Yeah, I disagree with the onside kick here. You have 3 timeouts and almost 4 minutes to go. I would boot this one deep and trust my defense to do what they've done the whole second half.
Oh,
I'm not sure about that one. But it is what it is. The Skyhawks will take over on the Chicago 38-yard line. A.J. Francis leading the offense back out onto the field as he's had quite a day, running all over the Wildcat defense, at least for the first half. See a heavy dose of him here as Carolina
I would not be
to
backing up if I'm Chicago. I'd have lots of men on the line. Oh.
Luyendula to throw, out route, left-hand side. Hauled in by Harish Prasad. Yes, for real this time. Nice gain on the play, brings up 2nd down and 5.
That's a scary gain because now Carolina's knocking on field goal range themselves. Nice of them to open up the playbook there and not just run the ball. Give Miller just a little more time to recover here, and I think they're They're going to him here.
Lugandula under center here on this 2nd down and 5. Ball is handed off to Francis, and just like they've been doing this whole second half, the defense wraps him up, tackles him for a loss. Maurice Spurgeon in on the tackle. That time his 3rd tackle for a loss on the season.
Now, how aggressive do you want to get if you're Carolina? To run the ball, you're out of field goal range, but if you get about 2 yards, you're in. But if you throw the ball and it's incomplete, you stop the clock.
I would hand this off to Francis and let him run with it.
Oh, boy.
Never listen to me.
This is going to be an interesting call. You know, if it's Mexico City or Alaska, you got some of those high-priced kickers. But
Right.
that Chicago or Carolina want to – nope, they're not. They're going to –
Scott Davis on to punt for the Skyhawks. And probably a smart play. I mean, if Davis can pin them deep, I mean, it's, you know, touchdown game here. Field goal does Chicago really no good at this point with 2 minutes, 38 seconds to go and the clock rolling. It's touchdown or bust for the Wildcats. Punt is away. Sky-high punt will bounce at the 9-yard line. Dies down at the 4. 96 yards to go for E.T. King. His trio of receivers, his tight end, and his halfback.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Not quite yet, Matt. That's not until December.
I'll be saying that when we get there.
Jared Willis, 21 carries, 63 yards on the day. Don't have to abandon the run yet. You have time to stick to your game plan. King will throw deep down the right-hand side and incomplete. And, you know, I don't hate it. I mean, I do like to see them trying to take advantage of the corners, and, you know, you got to fire some shots downfield.
Oh, no doubt. The ball just came out of his hand, kind of. It had too much air under it.
Might have slipped.
It zips it in a little more. That's a completion, I believe.
Yeah. Threw it up high to Shan Varner. Tristan Hatley in on the coverage. Pass was incomplete. 2nd down and 10. King back to throw, standing in his own end zone. Quick fires out to Carter, but Carter has to come back for it. Reestablishing after only a 2-yard gain. Brings up a 3rd down and 8.
Another ball with lack of zip.
Needing a 1st down here. Gets the snap off before the 2-minute warning. Firing deep down the field. Hauled in up at the 30, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. 1 touchdown away from victory and only 2 minutes to go. All 3 timeouts. Chicago in good position to try to take a last-second lead here in this ball game.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's right there for them. They just got to, like I say, now is the time to abuse those corners, get all the weapons on the field, and, yep.
And there they are. There's 3 receivers all split out wide to the left-hand side. Shan Varner in on the right. Ball is thrown to Willis behind the line of scrimmage. Gains 6 and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Fine. You got lots of time. Don't try to get it all at once. Throw a pick or something. Just whittle it down little by little. And especially with 3 timeouts, the playbook's still pretty open except for the run, I would say. Any pass is pretty much open.
And I would have stuck to the personnel they had on the field before, but
yes.
2 receivers, 3 play. If they can take advantage, pump fake, they cannot. Instead, King takes a wallop.
Julius Williams smacked him.
Neutral zone infraction, number 91. Defense, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So 1st down based off of the penalty yardage. And that also stops the clock, gets them a little bit closer. But, again, a field goal here really does not do them any good. It would force the onside kick.
Yeah, I mean,
which
you
did
can
not go
do
well
it,
first time.
but depending on the time.
You want a touchdown here. That's what they're going for. They're going for the end zone. Back in the set that, well, no, their tight end's still on the sidelines here. Split backs in the backfield, 3 receiver set. King making a change at the line, looking down the left, complete, out of bounds, 8-yard gain.
Very surgical right now for Chicago. They're They're running some out routes that I wish we'd seen earlier in their playbook because burning those corners nicely. And like I say, they're pretty much at midfield with 1:48 and 3 timeouts.
Yeah, and we've seen those 8-yard out routes a few times today, Matt, and they've been successful, I think, every single time.
Yeah.
Sir Chappelle making a threatening gesture. Don't
now
know
we
if
got
that,
2 tight
that's
ends
allowed.
set.
King in the gun. King looking, throws, completed to Shan Varner. 3rd down and inches, marked just shy of the sticks.
See if they're going to run the same play again.
I don't know.
Try to
I'd
get
hand it off
Varner.
to Willis. Let him run. Nope. Quick pass over the middle
Whoa!
is somehow caught. Caught on the slide. He's safe. Hauled in by Buchanan Simons. 1st down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Chicago marching. King taking his time, takes the snap. Deep pass down the left-hand sideline, and it is complete. He catches it. Buchanan Simons down at the 6-yard line. 1st down and goal for the Wildcats.
There's where you take advantage of the corners right there. 1-on-1. Ran a corner route. And Carolina's got to be a little bit of a panic here. Chicago can run now. 3 timeouts.
Ball is handed off.
Ooh.
No gain. Marked as a 1-yard loss on the play. 2nd down and goal from the 7. King looking, throws, man open in the end zone. Pass is batted away. That pass floated. Easily covered.
Trying to pick on those corners again, but another Prasad.
That's Trevon Prasad, the linebacker. Trying to help the corners out.
You got the double Prasad. Are they the Prasad brothers? Can it be verified in the chat? You got 3 Daggs, 2 Prasads, and a partridge, and a partridge.
Not till December.
All right.
34 seconds to go here in the ball game. 3rd down and goal from the 7. Chicago knocking on the door. The crowd here in Raleigh on their feet. 4 receivers set. Willis in the backfield. King changing the play at the line. King back to throw. Fires down the right side. Complete. And out of bounds to Buchanan Simons. Brings up a 4th and goal from the 4. And Matt, what do you do here? Do you kick the extra point? Or, excuse me, do you kick the field goal? It's basically an extra point. And then go for the onside kick? Or do you just go for the win right now?
You're on the 4-yard line. Just
go for the win.
You got all 3 timeouts. Yeah, you just go for the win.
And they will. 5 receiver set. King in the gun. Going for the win right here. It comes down to this play. Firing into the end zone. He catches it in the back corner of the end zone for the touchdown. The Wildcats take the lead. See when they tie it up. Extra point forthcoming. Buchanan Simons. Beautiful corner route.
They got all the wide receivers. They spread them out, and then, oof. Simons almost one-handed that thing. Carolina played it conservative, and once Francis stopped bulldozing people, the offense kind of got a little bit limited, and let Chicago right back in this game. And this extra point is big, big, big.
Andy Hamilton thinking the toes were out. There will be no review. Extra point on its way. Low snap coming to block it. Can't do it. Kick is up and through, and the Wildcats take the lead with 27 seconds to go. Buchanan Simons, Matt, 6'4", jumping up in the back corner of the end zone, getting his feet in.
And now, unfortunately for Carolina, they need big plays, and they don't quite have the weapons to do it.
They got 3 timeouts, 27 seconds to go. Clock is running. Cameron Walsh takes the return up to the 29-yard line. 22 seconds to go. 71 yards. Not even. All they need is a field goal. Ezekiel Klein with a few field goals on the day. Missed one from 40, wide right. Matt's least favorite phrase on the planet. They need to get about 40 yards to get into field goal range. Louis Ndula to throw. Quick pass down the right side, complete, and a timeout is called up near midfield. First down and 10 from the 47. Jalen Miller with another reception on the day, having himself a day, just like he's had all season long.
Yeah, Chicago defense, you got two jobs. Stop Miller and stop Prasad, and you missed again. And now, like I say, with only a field goal, they need about, what, about 25 yards, I think?
I'd say 25 would make it right where they want to go. First down and 10 from the 47. Ball's handed off to Francis. Questionable decision there. I guess trying to catch the Chicago defense off guard. Caught me off guard, that's for sure. 14 seconds to go, second down and 8. One timeout remaining for the Skyhawks, and I think you need to go to the air. I mean, throw it to Miller. Miller, 75 yards on the day. Prasad, 54 yards. They're hauling in all the passes coming their way.
I mean, the run isn't the worst thing. The problem is now you only have one timeout.
Luyendula alone in the backfield. 5 receivers firing over the middle.
Oh.
Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 8 and ticks 3 more seconds off the clock.
And there's where not having those weapons gets you. You throw it to Burger Boy 17, drops the ball. If he catches it, call a timeout. Got a chance. About probably the 37-yard line. Now you need it all pretty much here. 11 seconds to go to get a good completion and a quick timeout.
4 receivers and a tight end. Luyendula under center. 11 seconds to go here in Raleigh. Luyendula to throw. Quick pass. Batted away. 4th down and 8. It'll all come down to this next play. You got to throw here, Matt. So you expect them back out in that same formation we just saw?
Yeah, hopefully they don't go full
house.
No, not full house, but oh boy, we got the Hail Mary out here. Not recommended.
Hail Mary formation when all they needed was about 20. Luyendula has time, going deep down the right sideline, firing towards the end zone, and it is batted away, incomplete. That's your ball game. The Chicago Wildcats sneak out of here with a last-second victory, 24-23. That is your final. Take a look at the final stats in this game. Passing definitely big on both teams, but A.J. Francis heavily featured in the run game. At the end of the day, Matt, those 2 picks that King threw earlier on in the ball game ended up not coming back to haunt him as they serve Carolina with their 3rd loss on the season, improving their playoff odds and actually doing a little bit of damage to Carolina's. You know, we mentioned Queen City right up there with 7 wins, and now Baltimore right up there with 7 wins. Eastern Conference is really going to be one to keep an eye on as we finish up this season.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough races all the way around. The wild card, the 2nd place. I mean, we know Tallahassee and Alaska got this thing wrapped up as far as their conferences go, but everything else is just, you're not going to want to miss these last 2 weeks because pretty much everything's on the line.
I absolutely agree. And taking a look at what we have coming up next. The week is not over. Coming up tonight in primetime, Tulsa heads to Tallahassee in what will sure be a high-scoring game on both of their parts. Tomorrow night, Fan Night Game of the Week. New Orleans Pharaohs head to Atlanta to take on the Swarm, called by Cameron Irvine and Stephen Mullinex. It'll be a great game. Player of the game, E.T. King. Yeah, what? I want to talk about a turnaround from the right. I want to talk about a turnaround from the first half where he threw a pair of picks and ending the game with great stats. And that'll do it for us here in Raleigh. Want to thank everybody for joining us. For Matt Willson, Shan Varner on stats, I am Mike Daggs saying thank you for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.